I thought, well, I first met him when he was at Blackbrook. He didn't play for me at that time, but I came into contact with him. But the main contact I had with him was when I was one of the officials that went to Moscow with the under-14s, under-15s, Northwest counties. And yeah, he came across as, he had a big heart, he had a active mind, he had a rugby mind, a rugby brain, should I say. And he was always, you know, looking at different ways to play the game, even at that age. And bottom of me, I think he would have made it, you know, the top level. Even though of his size, he wasn't the biggest lad, but he had a big heart, and I think that's carried on through up to where he is today.
Now, the trip to Moscow was an incredible success, wasn't it?
It was, yes, it was. The people, it was an eye opener for most of the lads, because the people we met didn't have very much, you know. The lads were giving them T-shirts, the other, you know, the opposition players, T-shirts, different things they brought over from England, and yeah, they enjoyed it, and I think it was a culture shock for them with the food they had to, you know, they were eating and things like that. But they all enjoyed it, and I think it did all of them a world of good. But yeah.
Luke was a bit of a prankster as well, wasn't he, Alan?
He was a prankster. He was. He was involved in, I think, one of the lads. He shaved his hair while he was asleep. You know, the dubbers. You know. But he also, where we were staying, we stayed outside Moscow and the perimeter. And to get into Moscow itself, you had to change the stations on the underground. And we told the lads not to leave the area where they were. And anyway, I went into Moscow, even one of the other coaches who had to get in there to make a phone call. And we got off the station to change trains, and there was about 7 or 8 of the lads on the platform. So we gave them a roasting, give them a bollocking, and we brought them back with us. And I know that Luke was one of them, but he was back at the hotel, or the house we were staying, before we got there. But I knew he'd been there, and he was, and that was it. And that's always had that story between us. You know, I used to say, "I know you were there, Luke," and he just laugh and say no. Yeah, but he was a good-hearted lad. Well, he is a good-hearted lad, there's no doubt.
Now, obviously, the tragic news hit the rugby world about his accident. Your thoughts at the time, Alan, and I know you went to see him shortly after in Southport.
Yeah, it was a big shock when I got told. And I didn't know how bad he really was until I went that one Sunday evening, and I saw him just, you know, lying there, couldn't move. It was a sobering sight, really. It was a bit upsetting for me. And then I used to go over the Sunday evenings to see him, and carried on doing that. He was in Southport for about 3 or 4 years, I think, you know, and then he went home to Haydock, and then I used to carry on, you know, visiting him there. And
his appetite for the game didn't diminish. You know, he still loved the game, didn't he?
He did. He like I said, he came out with innovative thoughts. He had, you know, different things about the game. He was always thinking about it, talking about it, you know, past, present, and he also did a coaching course, you know, in the early days.
And, you know, his house was adapted, and as time went on, that wasn't suitable for purpose. And thanks to the Benevolent Fund and the Steve Prescott Foundation, we got him into a new bungalow. How do you think that changed his life for the better?
Well, it boosted him because he had more space, you know, like I say, a garden around him. Yeah, it did at that time. Gave him a boost, and you could see the difference in him. But then again, he was battling the physical and mental problems that he must have had, you know.
And his mum Christine, just absolute superstar, and the way, you know, she's kept the family together, and the way she's looked after Luke for all these years, just, you know, words can't.
Yeah, I mean, words can't explain how I feel about Christine. I mean, Christine, you know, has worked really hard, like you say, and I think it's affected Christine as well. You know, it must have, you know, but she's carried on, and she's been his carer. There's no doubt about that. For many years, and yeah, just takes its toll, doesn't it? But she carried on, and it's.
But Luke, just one more word about Luke. He's made a difference to so many people's lives, hasn't he, with his positivity and the way he's tackled, you know, his accident. What has he done, you know, what lasting memory have you got of Luke?
Well, for me, it's just his, I don't know, his attitude, the way he sees life. You know, he's always thinking of others, even now. You know, and he's a genuine lad. He was a genuine lad when he was playing. His heart is bigger than himself, you know, and I don't know. It's difficult to put into words, but I was very proud of him. Proud of him when I went to see him in hospital. Proud of him as a player, you know, and it's just sad the way that things turned out.
Thanks, Alan.
Oh, you're welcome, Martin.